Factorizing cubic expressions. How to factorize cubic expressions or equations. So there are some steps that we need to take in order to factorize such equations, and we are going to talk about them in this video. So the first step is to look at the constant number or constant term and then try to list up all the factors of this number. Factors mean those numbers that this 14, this constant number, can be exactly divided by, and there will not be any remainder. So the numbers are minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 7 plus minus 14. So these are the numbers that the constant term in this particular cubic expression can be divided by exactly. And the next step is to remember the factor theorem. Factor theorem states that if we substitute a factor or a root of an equation into the original equation, that will give the equation 0. So that will set the equation equal to 0. So we need to try one by one each of these numbers until we get to the correct number that is the root of this polynomial, one of the roots of this polynomial, or one factor, so that that number can set this a cubic expression equal to 0. So let's get started with 1. So I will substitute 1 into the original equation and I will write it with this color. So if I replace x by 1, let's see what will happen. So 1 to the power of 3 minus 8 times 1 to the power of 2 plus 5 plus 14. And let's see if it is equal to 0 or not. So 1 minus 8 will be minus 7 plus 5 plus 14. So that is not equal to 0. So therefore positive 1 is not a root of this cubic expression. So let's jump to 2 before trying minus 1. Let's see if so let me write it in this way. F1 is equal to, so let's say F2. Let's try 2, and if I replace x or substitute 2 into the original equation, I will get 2 to the power of 3 minus 8 to the power of 2 plus 5 times 2 plus 14. And let's see if it is equal to 0 or not. So this will be 8 minus 32 plus 10 plus 14. So yeah, that's correct. So that will set this equation equal to 0. Therefore, we can say x is equal to 2 is the root of this cubic expression, or x minus 2 is a factor of the equation or the expression. So now I can rewrite this cubic expression in this term. I can rewrite it x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 plus 5x plus 14 is equal to x minus 2 times ax2 to the power of 2 plus bx plus c. This is a quadratic equation, meaning that the factor that we have already found must be multiplied by a quadratic equation, and that will be equal to a cubic expression, because the degree of one is, the factor is 1, so the degree of another term must be 2, so that we will get the expression with the degree of 3. Now, how to find the coefficients of a, b, and c? So because if we find these coefficients, we are almost done. So how to find these coefficients? In order to find these coefficients, we need to compare these the both sides of the equation. So let's have a look at the original expression, cubic expression, and see what is the coefficient of x to the power of 3. And we will see it's 1. And the factor that we have found, there is a it has a coefficient of 1. So this a coefficient of a in quadratic equation must be also equal to 1. Why? And because we need to get the coefficient of this x to the power of 3 should be, we need to get it 1, not any other number. So therefore we can simply say, okay, all right, so a is equal to 1. But how about b? So we need to skip b for now, because we have to take the second step to find b. But c we can also find in this way. C, we need to just compare these two equations, and we need to say which number should be multiplied by -2 to produce plus 14, and that number is -7, because -7 times -2, the product will be plus 14 or positive 14. So therefore we have already found two coefficients. Let's rewrite, and then let's substitute them and rewrite the equation below, okay? And we are getting ready to take the second step. So we have found that x minus 2 must be multiplied by x to the power of 2 plus b, I will leave b unknown, and -7. Okay, all right. So now, in order to find b, and the first part of the equation is the same thing. In order to find b, we need to multiply this factor by the quadratic equation. So we will take the step number 2, and we will multiply these two terms. So let's multiply that very quickly, and we will get x to the power of 3 plus bx to the power of 2 minus 7x minus 2x2 minus 2bx plus 14. So if we multiply these two terms, we will get this. Now, what we do is we need to look at the first term and the last term, or constant number. We just copy them below without any change. And this is the third step. So we will write them below, and so this will be x to the power of 3, and this will be positive 14. And then we will try to factorize x to the power of 2 from this equation, okay? And also x. So we will make such a expression, and we need to factorize x to the power of 2. X to the power of 2, we will see it will be b minus 2. They are the coefficients of x to the power of 2. And also for x, if we factorize, that will be minus 2 b minus 7. So let me write it in this way, minus 7. All right, so now we need to again write the original cubic expression, x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 plus 5x plus 14. Now we can compare these two equations. As we can see, the coefficient of the first term is the same. So therefore, the coefficient of x to the power of 2, as we see here, is b minus 2, whereas in the original cubic expression is minus 8. Therefore, we can conclude that b, so conclusion will be b minus 2 must be equal to minus 8. And therefore, that means b must be equal to minus 6. So we have also found b. So now we have found b, and now we will substitute this b into the previous quadratic equation, and we will rewrite this equation again below, because we are going to simplify, factorize. We are not going to get back to the same expression. So I will rewrite this term below here. I will rewrite it x minus 2 times x to the power of 2 minus 6x minus 7, which is equal to x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 plus 5x plus 14. But still we can simplify this quadratic equation. We can still simplify this quadratic equation. So we can simplify it, and that is very easy. We need to find out two numbers that multiplied by each other will give us minus 7, and if we add them up, it will give us minus 6, and the numbers are actually minus 7 and positive 1. These are two numbers. So we found the roots already, or factors. So the roots of this equation will be x minus 7, and the other one is x plus 1. So now we are almost there. We are done now, finished. So therefore we can say that by factorizing this equation, x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 plus 5x plus 14, we have factorized that, and the answer is, I will write the answer in a different color. So the first term, second and third, x minus 2 times x minus 7 times x plus 1. And that is the end of the solution. Okay, thanks for watching.